everybody, and welcome back to the Odin's Movie Blog channel. I am the critic, Cynic. How is everybody doing this evening? What's going on, people? Mary Vidalis, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you, because reasons. I appreciate that so much, Mary. You are awesome. Great to have you here. Adam Shawham, what's going on, bruv? What is going on? What is going on? Super Anime Gamer, hey, how are you? Sorry, but I don't think I can stick around. No problem at all. No problem at all. Big Data Sunbeam, what is going on? Gannison, what's going on? Oh, thank you very much. Yes, indeed. I finally got a haircut today. So I got the buzz cut to make me look nice and fresh before going out of town with the wife. And I also got the beard trimmed up just a bit to make it look a little bit neater. So Gannison, hope you are doing well. Super, hope you're doing. Oh, the beard looks nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Dion, what's going on, good sir? What's going on, Dion? Slicer Neons, did you have to be on time, Odin? I wanted to flirt some more. Slicer, I'm not going to stop you from flirting, man. Go ahead and keep on flirting. Keep those flirting ways. Keep on going. Mr. Peabody, what's going on, bruv? Elric Hyuga, what's going on, bruv? Adam Shawhan says, Pumpkin just came into heat. More puppies coming soon. Dear Lord, Adam, like, can we just stop with the puppies, like, for just a little bit? Give them some time to rest already, Lord. Vlad Riot, what's going on, bruv? How is it going? Matt Deckard, what's going on? Arc Trooper Knox, what's going on? Proper Odin, one could say that, Big Daddy, one could say that. Gannison, thank you very much, I really do appreciate that. Viper says, Odin is going to meet his new man crush, Jeremy. Not anytime soon, not anytime soon, but no. If anyone has a man crush, he has it on me because he's just jealous. He's just jealous that he cannot grow facial hair like I can. Tina says, so that's what it is. He trimmed the beard and fit the hat. Exactly right. So, boom, the hat now fits without the crazy hair sticking out the side like it normally was. So I finally got that trimmed up, and I got the beard looking all nice. It's a Trap Productions says, greetings, my lord. My lord is looking mighty fine today. Well, thank you, It's a Trap Productions. Great to see you as always. I hope your stream earlier was wonderful. Soul Assassin says, hello, beard cutter Friar Odin. What's going on, bruv? Will Gentry, what up, Odin? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Will Gentry? How is it going, Patrick Duff? No, not late at all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Viper Chief says, Jeremy is trying to slide into Odin's DMs. Damn right he is. Damn right he is. Jeremy wants all of this. Trust me. Especially with all this new fresh cut. Jeremy is going to lose his mind when he sees the new cut. He's going to lose his mind. Gannison, Jeremy's jealous of Odin's beard. Damn right he is. Laura is freaking out over it. Mary says, you look good, man. Oh, thank you very much, Mary. Appreciate it. Peabody says, haven't you heard Odin? Adam is setting up his own Wiener NFL League. Seriously, Peabody, it certainly seems that way. It certainly seems that he would be doing that. Dalton Mortimer, hello, sire. Hello, Sir Dalton. How art thou? Bjorn says, oh my god, Odin, are you going chin bald? No, not going chin bald. Still got plenty of hair there. Still have plenty of hair there indeed. Viper says, Odin is watching Star Wars on his TV screen. Not at all. That is simply the Roku screensaver. I was actually watching I just started the second episode of Doom Patrol. First episode was actually not that bad. So if you've not seen Doom Patrol, it's a new DC show. There are a lot of things in the first episode I don't like, but there's also a lot of things that I do like. Once you actually start to learn more about the characters and you start to see them interact with each other and learn more about them, it's pretty cool overall. So I'm digging it so far. Doom Patrol. Arc Trooper Knox says, I now have a bigger beard than Odin. This feels so wrong now. Yes, but it's not a better beard. So have some confidence in that. Eric Walker, welcome to the channel, bruv. Rogue Baron says, what's up, my bruv? Busy as heck, so I can't stay long. Hey, man, I understand it. I understand that. No problem at all. Elda Kuga says, Odin, I did not know there. I did not know there. It's a Rapper says, it was indeed, my lord. My friend and I got lost in the Jedi Temple. Barely accomplished anything, and I'm well on my way to the dark side. Gonna be streaming more Batman Arkham Asylum tomorrow. Very good. Very, very exciting indeed. Viper says, Odin, you need to get a PS4. I don't think so. I don't play enough games as it is. I'm still waiting for one of my subscribers says that this week he sent me the so basically he had a Switch that one of his kids didn't want, and so he was going to send it to me. Months later, finally he was able to send it to me, but it's still in the mail. So that's like the next system that I'm planning on playing around with, if it indeed ever arrives, because at this point I'm not going to believe it until it's actually in my hands. But no, not looking at any other systems, at least at this point, especially since says I'm not much of a gamer in the first place to begin with. Elric Huga says, I didn't know it was King Kong's birthday, is what I mean, Lo. Yes, indeed, Elric Huga. It is indeed, because of Tina reminding me of that. It is indeed King Kong's birthday. She has all the dates and everything. I basically put that in the title just for her because I knew that she would appreciate it. We're going to be talking about tons of stuff today, but of course, as always, I let you guys control the conversation. Let's see. Darwin James WR. Hello, fellow Asgardians. And my lord, looking fresh. Thank you, Darwin. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, good sir. Patrick Duff says, Odin, if you ever got the chance to ask George Lucas one question, what would you ask him? I would ask him, was it worth it? My one question to George Lucas would be like, okay, you got $4 billion for your life's work. You were able to see what that life's work became. Was it worth it? And I would love to hear his response. I think that it could be profound. At least I hope that it would be profound. But that would be the one. That would be indeed the one person that the one question that I would definitely ask him for sure. Dion says, grandkids watching Paw Patrol. Awesome, Dion. That's awesome. Laura says, I've got to go, but I wanted to say hello. Love the new look, Odin. Good night. Oh, gotta eat some crab. You go eat some crab, Laura. Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. I know that you said that you could not stick around for too long. Let's see. Soul Assassin had said something before the chat jumped to me. Soul Assassin says, Odin, so how many pens can you hold in your beard now? Not many. Not many. One. And barely even that. But that's okay. It'll be back in no time. It'll be back in no time. Do not worry. Do not fret. Do not fret, my Asgardians. The beard will return very soon. Frank the Tank says, Odin, if all goes well, Pumpkin, Paisley, and Echo will all take and have puppies. Good lord, man. That's going to be way too many puppies. Way too many puppies. But let's see. Jeffrey Riley, welcome to the channel. And Salagree, welcome. Thank you very much for the super chat. Damn good question. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That was a good question. If you're talking about the person that asked about the one question that I would ask for, thank you, though. I mean, I think that is the ultimate question that most of us, I think, would probably ask George Lucas. Was it worth it? Seriously. You got $4 billion. You got all the money that you could possibly ever hope for, but in the process, you had to give up your life's work. You had to give up what you had put your heart and soul in for 30-plus years and then see it driven into the ground. Was it worth it? I sure hope so. Shinfield says, dive! Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for that. Arc Trooper says, Odin, I will drag you to victory on any Xbox game you want to play. Well, I don't have an Xbox, but sounds good, man. Sounds good. Gannison says, Odin, have you played any Witcher games? I'm not a gamer. Again, I'm not much of a gamer. I've played Fortnite, and then I've played some Nintendo DS games, which mostly include and consist of old school N64 games because that was my system. That was the system that I grew up on, and I still love my N64 and Game Boy games, so that's the games that I play. So I play Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, and then I play a little Star Fox 64, a little bit of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and I also play, of course, when I can on my actual system, because unfortunately, I really hope the DS eventually gets 007 GoldenEye, because that's a game that I really want to play on the DS, because, whew, that game was so much fun. When I was younger. When I was young. Viper Chief says, I'm offended that you are not a gamer. God of War is the greatest game this generation. That's what I've heard. I've heard that God of War is a great game. Of course, in this iteration, you were able to play as Odin. Everyone's like, dude, even my students were like, oh my gosh, you have to play it as, you have to play the game and you have to play as Odin. It's going to be awesome. And I was like, I just don't have the game and I'm just not much of a gamer in the first place. I'm already trying to keep up with movies as it is. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Viper Chief says, Odin would like Uncharted remastered as well. Probably. Never played it before. Karen Staub, what's going on? Good cue for George. Odin, thank you very much, Karen. Appreciate that. Frank says, more wiener dogs for demand. Odin's Blue Blog. We are Odin's Hounds of Asgard. No, I have my 2 Hounds of Asgard. You are the puppies of Asgard. Even when you're fully grown, as a wiener dog, you are still the puppies of Asgard indeed. Tina says, the stream went beautifully, thanks. Everyone had a great time. Odin hadn't seen it before, and he loved it too. Damn right. Damn right. Dalton Multima says, thoughts on the new Hellboy trailer? It's better than the first one, in my opinion. Still getting R.I.P.D. vibes, though. Yeah, I haven't seen the brand spanking new one. I did not hate the first trailer, though. I will be honest. I did not hate the first trailer. I wasn't crazy about it the whole time, though. I just kept thinking to myself, is this necessary? Did we need to reboot this franchise? Because I was actually happy with the first 2, and I'm sad that we didn't get a third final film with that franchise. I don't really think it's a movie that should have been rebooted, but that's just me. Again, there were a couple things that I really liked about it. I kind of liked the levity to it. I liked that there was a sense of humor to it. But yeah, R.I.P.D. is definitely not something that any movie should ever try and copy, because R.I.P.D. is easily and arguably one of the worst films of all time. So yeah, hopefully the new trailer is indeed better, but I have not actually checked it out for myself yet. Soul Assassin says, oh no, which is the best King Kong movie, 1930s, 1976, or 2008? I'm not a big King Kong fan. As I said earlier, the reason why King Kong is in the description of this video is because Tina wanted me to at least acknowledge King Kong in tonight's stream, so I decided, hey, I will put it in the title of the video. And so my guess is that probably the correct answer for most people is the 1930s. Based on the footage that I've seen from the 1930s version, it is definitely, I think, the most unique. I would like to say that it's probably the most innovative. Overall, the 2008 one would have been fine had they cut out like a good hour and a half of the film that was not necessary. A lot of what took place on the island just was not necessary and was a waste of time. So overall, I would say probably the 1930s. If I had to choose one, don't know really much about the 1976 version, but the 1930s one is definitely a classic, to say the least, even though I've never seen it. Bruce Wayne 2 says, hey, Odin, are you excited for Shazam? I am. I'm very sad that Zachary Levi had to put in his, open his stupid mouth about the entire Captain Marvel stuff. However, he was going after specifically comments that were made, some actual truly, like, disgusting comments that were made connecting his and Captain Marvel's movie together, and that's what he was responding to. So I don't go after him too much for it, because there were honestly some really bad comments that he was actually talking about. He was not talking about everything that the mainstream media is doing right now, or the Rotten Tomato situation, or anything like that. He was going after some very pointed comments that were made on, I want to say, Twitter, that were very, very disgusting. And those are the ones that he was going after, and that's why he made the response. That's why he made the video that he did. So overall, I would say that I'm still excited to see the movie, especially knowing that context, knowing that he really wasn't trying to defend all the nonsense that's being pushed forward by Captain Marvel, but rather trying to point out that there are certain comments that just have no place, which I agree with too. Again, I'm all for hating on a movie, but there's obviously a line that we should not cross, especially when it comes to being actually hateful, saying actually bigoted things, and that is what he was going after overall. So yes, I'm definitely excited for Shazam. Trailers have looked fantastic for it. I'm definitely getting that big vibe, so I hope it doesn't rely too much on the big formula, on the big storyline, and is able to go in a slightly different direction. But yeah, I have high hopes. After Aquaman, I have very high hopes for the DCEU. That is up until Birds of Prey, which I have a lot of concerns about for a lot of different reasons. Rogue Baron says, Troden the trimmed beard, Odin. Damn right. Subterm Gaming, I'm back. Question, is Ben 10 anime? I've never seen Ben 10, so I would not be able to say so. And also, I'm not an anime expert, so I also would never feel confident enough to be able to answer that question in the first place. Viper Chief says, so when is Odin buying himself a lightsaber from Ultra Sabers? I have no idea. Is that like the trend right now? I mean, I have a lightsaber over here, but it's like a plastic cheap one that I got for free. But yeah, I've never really, especially when I already have so many things, I don't think adding more things would be a good idea. Also, I don't think Freya would be all for that either. Let's see. Steph says, happy Texas Independence Day. We are a republic, and there is no basement at the Alamo. That is very sad that there's no basement at the Alamo, but congratulations to Texas on, indeed, celebration of your own independence. If you were to ever break away from these United States because of the craziness going on in Washington, I would probably follow suit with you. Let's see. So anyway, I answered the question from Bruce Wayne 2. Viper Chief Gaming says, Fortnite doesn't count as gaming. Viper Chief, I recognize that fact. I realize that fact, but that is seriously the only game that I have ever played on a consistent basis. So that is the only reason why I mention it in the first place. Let's see what we got here. Damn, we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of questions. Rogue Baron says, DS, you mean Switch? No. So I have a Nintendo DS. Like, I have an actual Nintendo DS. I actually have that system myself. A subscriber is said he was going to send me, this is for like a long time ago, months ago, he said, hey, I have a Switch lying around that my kid didn't want to play with, so I'm going to go ahead and send it to you. And so he said he was going to send it to me. And then months went by, and there was a lot of craziness going on, so I'm not faulting him. I'm not trying to go after him any reason, because he had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And so he wasn't able to send it out to me. So finally this week he said, hey, it's finally been sent out. And this was, as of like last weekend. So every day I went to the P.O. box to check and see if indeed it was being sent and it had arrived yet. Still hasn't arrived. So I'm now at the point now, because I also asked him like 3 days ago, hey, is there any kind of tracking information on this, especially since this is a very expensive piece of technology? And I didn't get a response. So I don't know if it's being actually shipped to me. I don't know if it's actually going to get to me, or if someone's going to have stolen it. But yes, I own a DS, and someone has sent me, supposedly has sent me, a Nintendo Switch. So that's going to be the only two systems really that I'm going to have any interest in really fooling around with. Will Gentry says, Odin, that's not really a fair question, because at the same time, he obviously thought it was worth it, but he didn't know the future, of course, so it's kind of a sneaky question. I'd ask if he regrets it instead. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Will Gentry, but I still think is it worth it is a good question, because he had to have had some idea that they were going to do something with his characters that was not in line with what he wanted. They had to have known that to a point. He had to have known that to a point, and so that's why, and even if he didn't, I would still love to hear his thoughts. I would still love to know what he has to say about what Disney has done with the project, and if he thinks the $4 billion that he received for his IP was worth it altogether. So again, I think that it would be, it's not just that it would be that just that question and just an answer to that question. I think that that would open up a discussion, a much broader discussion covering a wide range of things, and it would all come down to George Lucas just simply answering that question of that within the context of everything that Disney has done with Star Wars, and whether or not it is something that is overall a positive thing or negative thing. I would love to actually hear George Lucas's take on that, and also why he thinks, one way or the other, whether he thinks it's a good thing or a bad thing, to hear his explanation as to why, and see if maybe he has some insight there that maybe we don't have. Soul Sad says, Odin, too busy with the game of life? You know it, man. You know it. Shinphil says, you might not be a gamer, but you're a reader. Go read the Witcher books. It'll make you want to play the games, since the games continue from where the books end. Very cool. I am indeed a reader, but I'm also reading a lot of things right now, Shinphil, so I'll have to put that on the back burner. Right now, my mind focus is on my podcast and also on Star Wars EU books, trying to finish the Thrawn duology. Again, right now I am on Vision of the Future, so I'm trying to finish that. Darth Plagueis is one that I'm trying to start. Darth Bane trilogy is one I'm trying to start. So there's a lot of things going on right now. The last thing I need is an entirely different franchise altogether. Power Animals says, hey Odin, do you think that all the Brie Larson's drama will affect Endgame? Really depends. It really depends overall on how much the box office is affected by her character. And that's something that we really just honestly won't know. I can project, I can predict, I can try and say, hey, here's what I think is going to happen. But we really honestly, anyone worth their salt will say, we honestly do not know. It does not matter what the pre-sales say. It does not matter what the buzz is. The only thing that matters is who is actually going to show up on Thursday, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's what matters. And that's the one thing. That is the one exceptional standout point that no one can answer. We can speculate until we're blue in the face. I am more on the line saying that less people are going to show up on the actual day, and that's what's going to hurt the box office. There are others that say the pre-sales tell a different story, even though I know that pre-sales aren't the end-all be-all. So it's going to be interesting. It really is. So if it hurts, if Captain Marvel is not able to get to that 90 million, at least, if it's not able to get to 90 million opening in the United States alone, if it bombs in China, and if it's looking at, taping out at around 450, again, around 450 million dollars, that is going to be awful. That is going to be and some people might say, 450 would actually be profitable. It only needs to make 400 million, guys, to break even. It only needs to make 400 million to break even. I think it's going to make that just by the fact it's a generic MCU film, and there are enough general audience members that do not listen to YouTube videos, that do not look to Rotten Tomatoes, that literally just say, oh, this looks interesting, and are going to go see it regardless. I mean, that's just a fact of life. The question is, though, how many hardcore fans are going to stay home? Because if we learn anything from Solo: A Star Wars Story, when the hardcore fans stay home, there can indeed be an impact and a dent left within the box office. So the question is, how many hardcore fans of the MCU have been affected by this news, have been affected by Brie Larson's comments, and what kind of financial impact is that going to have? And I'm more interested to not only find out what's going to happen from week 1 to week 2 at the domestic office, but also the China numbers as well. Basically, the two biggest numbers that I'm looking to are this. Number one is China, because if this movie does not make money in China, I'm sorry, but if China is out of the picture, if China is out of the equation, it can't make money. So the first number I'm looking to, opening weekend, is what it does in China. The second number that I'm looking to is going to be the week 1 to week 2 drop. I already know that the movie is probably going to make upwards of over $80 million in the domestic market. I mean, I'm sorry, like there really is no reason why that's not going to happen. 80 million, I think, is fairly reasonable. It's a very reasonable estimate for how much that movie is going to end up making at the very least. But basically, it's going to come down to where do we see the second weekend come in? Because if it starts opening at 80 million and then the next weekend it only makes maybe 20 or 30 million, that is going to be extremely telling. Because keep this in mind, that in only a few weeks after that, you have Shazam coming out, and that's going to eat up any of that late time box office revenue that it was probably trying to hopefully, pick up down the line. So it's going to be interesting. So once again, the two biggest numbers to look for to find out if Captain Marvel is going to be successful and how successful it's going to be, the China number from weekend 1 and the drop-off from week 1 to week 2 domestically. Of course, also the opening weekend number in the domestic market as well. If that does poorly, then I think it will have an effect on the Endgame story. But also, from what we've been told, there's a rumor going around there. There was an article posted. I want to say maybe it was Ethan Van Sciver that talked about this. They have said that there are apparently 2 different cuts of Endgame. There's one cut that has a lot of Brie Larson, has a lot of Captain Marvel, but apparently there's a second cut that does not have as much. So I don't know if that's true or not. You know me, I speculate. It could be true. Could be totally false information, could be total fake news. However, it would make total sense to me if that were the case, because if that were the case, and if this film indeed does not make money and is not as successful as a movie, and if it is shown and proven that the hardcore fans are openly rejecting Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, they are not going to just simply allow that to tank or affect Endgame, because Endgame to them is their next $2 billion moneymaker. Now, how much is it going to affect the movie? I don't know. I would say that if we are talking about the worst case scenario, I think the worst case scenario for Endgame, just logically speaking, 1.5 billion, which is still very good. It is still a huge profit. But I think that's definitely possible if Captain Marvel is as much of a part of Endgame as it's been said that she will be, is as powerful as they said that she will be, and if she has anything to do with Thanos, if she has anything to do with being the one to defeat Thanos, I'm telling you right now, the week 1 to week 2 drop of Endgame will be extremely telling, because people are going to say, hell to the no, I'm not supporting this. Anyway, let's go ahead and try and read some more comments as the chat, I'm sure, is about to jump on me. Gannison says, oh, I'm very excited about the video about working in cinemas. Thank you very much, Gannison. I appreciate that. Also, guys, if you've noticed, on the channel, you'll see that there are a bunch of things scheduled for this week. Tomorrow, I'm going out of town. So basically, I'm going to Mass tomorrow morning. I'm serving, coming home, and then pretty much just packing up, doing last-minute packing. And then me, Freya, and the Hounds are going to go on a vacation. We're going to go on a road trip. Because it's Mardi Gras right now in the city of New Orleans. I want to get the hell out of here because I don't like that nonsense. And so what I did was I made videos for every day of the week all the way up until Wednesday. What I'm doing is I'm actually playing around with this premiere feature. So the way it works is that when the videos go live, it premieres as a live video. So therefore, you'll actually be able to talk to each other in real time as the video is being played. If I'm able to jump in to 1 or 2 of them, I'm going to do the very best that I can. I can't promise that. I might try and see if maybe my Valkyrie will be available, but also I know that they work and they have other things going on in the day. But anyway, that's the reason why I have it. I'm playing around with the premiere feature, seeing how it works. I know that Anna has used that a lot. But anyway, you can see every video, basically every video title and every video topic that is about to be talked about this coming week. Now, I know there's probably going to be some breaking news. There's going to be some big stories that come out over the next few days that I will not be able to cover in a real way, in a live way. But I tried to pick my topics carefully, and I tried to give as much accurate information as I could. So just know that going ahead, you're going to see me, for example, in the video coming out tomorrow, still with my hair, still with the long beard. And then after that, you'll see the following videos with the haircut. So anyway, I try to record them all for you in advance because I want to make sure I was able to give you guys some content to keep the conversations going, especially on these topics that I know I myself am very passionate about. But thank you very much, Gannison. I appreciate that. Rogue Baron says, did you hear they're making a sequel to Tom Cruise's Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow? Yes, I have. So excited. Edge of Tomorrow is probably one of my all-time underrated films. And Emily Blunt is a major part of that. I think that Edge of Tomorrow is fantastic. And yes, I have heard about that. So freaking pumped. only if they are able to keep Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt casting, I think that it has a lot of potential to be good. If they're able to capture the same magic and not totally sell out and not totally just go off the rails, I think that could be a very successful movie. Getting to a couple super chats. So Solak Gree, thank you again for the super chat. He says, "Careful with the new look. Jeremy might get jealous that he not the best eye candy anymore. Hashtag hero." Yeah, damn right, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am definitely the eye candy of the Geeks and Gamers channel, and you can tell him that I said that. You can go ahead and tell him yourself, because he knows that it's true. Eddie's Nostalgia Guy, thank you for the super chat, says, "Greetings from Los Angeles, IG Christian Cerna 098. So I think that means Instagram. I'm not really active on the grams, but hey, you went ahead and did the super chat. So Instagram, Christian Cerna 098. So thank you for that super chat. MCOC says, "Hey Odin, have you heard of the DC TV show Doom Patrol? It's great. I highly recommend it." Yes, I mentioned that I actually mentioned that in the very beginning of the video. I have seen the first episode, the pilot, and overall, I enjoyed it. There were some things I had some issues with. There were some choices, some acting moments that I was not fond of, but overall, once it actually got going, once it started to go more in depth into the origins of these characters and their powers, I was hooked. So I'm starting episode 2. I actually had just started episode 2 a few hours ago, and I cannot wait to watch the next couple episodes. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend it too. Autumn Leaves says, "Viewer question. Which storylines direction do you want Marvel to go post-Endgame? Do you like the Eternals? The Eternals could be a great storyline if it is done right. From what I have been told, though, and again, I could be wrong here, I'm not a comics guy, they've already announced that the Eternals is going to bring about the first ever gay MCU character. The problem that I have with that is that I've asked people, and apparently the character that's being turned gay was not actually gay in the comics. I don't like when characters are just randomly turned into something for a movie or for a show when it's not actually based off the source material. If you need to write, if you need to create a new character and that character happens to be gay, hey, that is one thing. Again, you're creating a unique character. But if you're taking a pre-established character, and then changing it for an obvious political agenda, that I am not okay with. So the Eternals could be good. From what I know about the Eternals, could be a good idea, could be interesting, could definitely tie into Guardians of the Galaxy 3, could tie into the fact that Captain Marvel is bringing in more of the cosmic part of the MCU, so it very well could be interesting. So I think that the next phase will be different, and I think that having some of the heroes die off or just go away or step down or whatever it is that they're going to do as far as the actors that are leaving the franchises, I think that no matter which way you see it, you'll probably end up seeing this new crop of people, but also an overall new direction as well. I think it's going to be less based in reality, I guess you could say, less based on Earth and more the galaxy at large. So it could be interesting. And if the Guardians are the ones at the center of that, if the Guardians are leading the way, I'm okay with that. Screw Captain Marvel, let the Guardians, and then maybe, you know, Adam Warlock eventually when he's revealed in Guardians 3, which I think is what's going to happen, let that be the future, not Captain Marvel. At least not Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. If you need to reboot the character, go ahead and reboot the character. CF Productions, what's going on? How is it going? Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's see what we got here. CF Productions had said something before the chat jumped on me. Oh, lordy. Oh, Lord. All right, guys. So, as expected, the chat has indeed been lost to me. And so, I'm just going to pick up to the last chat that I can get to. So, if I missed your chat, I am sorry. But anyway, Tina says, what movie was Odin talking about with Tommy Mapother and Emily Blunt? We are talking about Tom Cruise, Tina. That is Edge of Tomorrow. It's also known as Live, Die, and Repeat. That was one of the problems, is that the marketing for the movie sucked. They didn't know what to even call the movie. So literally on the Blu-ray, it's Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. It's mostly known as Edge of Tomorrow, though, and it's great. If you like sci-fi movies, you will love that one. It is absolutely freaking fantastic. So, anyway, let's see what we got here. Itchy Wookie, what's going on? What color lightsaber will Captain Marvel have? Oh, God. Not gonna happen. I'm just saying that right now. Yeah, you know, the Star Wars Twitter mentioned it, and she said, oh, it was so great to touch to touch Mace Windu's lightsaber, which can have so many different meanings to it if you read too much into it. She's not going to get one. She's not going to be in Star Wars. They would be total idiots if they were to do that. And seeing that they are total idiots, who knows? Maybe it will indeed happen. All right, some super chats. Let's see. Entertainment Hacker, thank you very much for the 120 yen. I think that's the correct denomination there. So thank you very much. Really do appreciate it, Entertainment Hacker. You are awesome. I'm going to try and do the video for you as soon as I can, probably when I get back from vacation. But definitely going to respond to you and send that to you and send that your way. Nola Nerd, okay, got someone from my hometown here. Nola Nerd, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Says, hey Odin, do you live in New Orleans? Hearing you talk about Mardi Gras, I'm on the North Shore in Covington. Do you ever do live events off YouTube? Who dat? Live events off YouTube? I don't go out into the city, if that's what you mean. I am indeed from NOLA, but I also hate NOLA. I think the food's great. There's parts of the culture that I like, but I stay away from all of the touristy stuff. I don't like Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is a waste of time, is a noise, and so we're getting out of Dodge. We are going out of town because we have a week off. I'm a teacher, so we get the entire week off, and so therefore we're going to enjoy it. We're going to go somewhere far away from here and have us a good time. But seriously, man, thanks for letting me know that there's another subscriber who is living in the area. If you love NOLA, hey man, all power to you. I'm just not there. Not my cup of tea, personally. And why do I live here still then? Well, working on that. Gannison says, Odin, I won't be sad if Alita didn't get a sequel, but I'm happy that it is that is made. Oh, I agree, Gannison. I think that if it doesn't get a sequel, it's not going to be the end of the world. But at the end of the day, too, I think that what Alita was able to show is that even when you have shows in the media attacking a film, saying, oh, it's a flop, it's never going to succeed, it's going to do awful, even when you have everything against it, a movie can still be successful if there is a fan base that supports it. And the Alita fan base is so passionate. Cannot tell you how many people have said, I've seen it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in theaters, dragging their friends in some cases. And it's that kind of a passion that is very rare. Something that I have not seen for a movie franchise in a long time. And it's because of that I really want to see the next stage of Alita, because I think that it could just only broaden that fan base even more so. Elda Kuga says, I will not see the sequel because I prefer the manga better, and the manga's ending was a lot more impactful. Edge of Tomorrow was based off of All You Need Is to Kill the Manga and graphic novel. Yeah, I mean, I understand that I understand why people feel that way. I personally love the movies, though. I'm a movies guy, obviously. Never read manga in my life. Only read a few comics in my lifetime, and so I'm definitely more of a movie person. So I loved Edge of Tomorrow. I thought Edge of Tomorrow was fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what they're able to do with the sequel, especially if they're able to bring back Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. I think that they'll be able to do some awesome things. Jurgen RB, what's going on, man? I just heard that the Russo brothers didn't even want Captain Marvel in Infinity War or Endgame because she was too overpowered and came out of nowhere. Jurgen, so basically what I know, because I know a little bit of what you're talking about. So in an interview that they did, there was an interview that the Russo brothers did where they were asked specifically about Captain Marvel being so OP. And what they admitted was that they were taking great care in their storylines to try and make sure that it was not going to be a boring ending. They basically confirmed that Brie Larson is not going to be the one person to defeat Thanos. It's not going to be Captain Marvel saving the day, destroying Thanos. And they've pretty much admitted that in this interview. I'm going to have to try and find the interview and share it with you guys, but it made me have a lot more confidence. I love the Russo brothers. I think every movie they've done so far has been fantastic. I trust them a lot. I know Disney is probably on their back saying, you have to push Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel has to be a part of this movie, has to be a big part of it, and I'm sure that he's dealing with that. But at the end of the day, I trust them because of the things that they've done in previous stuff and what they've done. Again, they haven't made a bad movie yet, in my opinion. Captain America Winter Soldier might still to this day be my favorite MCU film when everything is said and done. Civil War was also great. Infinity War was absolutely fantastic. I think Endgame is also going to be great too, and I think that they are very knowledgeable and are aware they cannot just have an OP superhero coming out of nowhere and just wrecking crap. Like, it just can't happen. It's got to be balanced. I mean, look at what they did with Thor. Thor came in as this OP dude, but even he could not defeat Thanos. Even he could not defeat the entire army. Yeah, he was able to make a massive dent, but even he had his limits. And I think that that's what they understand, is that they could have made Thor into this, all-powerful. They could have made him into this huge destructive force that was going to be so powerful that he was able to stand toe-to-toe with Thanos, but they didn't. So they know how to put limits on their characters. Doesn't matter what they do in this movie. In this movie, she's probably going to be so overpowered and it's going to be really stupid, and people are going to be like, okay, no, I'm sorry, this doesn't work for me. But the Russo brothers, they are a lot smarter. They are very, very, very talented in their writing of characters, and so I think that they're going to end up making a very good movie, even though Captain Marvel is going to be in it in some capacity. Dark Detective says, some creep wants to look at a little girl watch Captain Marvel in the theater. Wait, what? That's weird. Dark Detective, I don't really know the context of that. Menzie, what's going on? Which Friends are you, Joey, Chandler, or Ross? I did not like Friends. Never got into Friends. Never liked it. Any clip I ever watched of it just never made me laugh. So I'm going to choose none of the above because it just doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good. Soul Assassin. Should James Cameron give up the dances with Smurfs sequels and focus on Alita films? Soul Assassin, if it were me, if I actually was able to get a one-on-one conversation with James Cameron, I would smack him across the face and say, that was for the first Avatar film. And then I would smack him with the other hand and say, stop. Because I hated the first Avatar film. It was terribly written. The effects to me, the world was beautiful. The world was really cool. The characters, the Na'vi characters, the giant blue Smurf people, not so much. Just didn't work for me. I saw it in IMAX 3D. I saw it on the biggest screen possible. Still just did not work for me. So yes, I would say screw Avatar. Get off of that nonsense and put all of your money and all your resources into telling Alita stories. Hell of a lot more interesting. However, you know, James Cameron will do what James Cameron wants to do, unfortunately. Tina says, no movie tonight as Odin forgot to organize the vote. It's not that I forgot to organize. It's that I was sick a lot of last week, and so I just didn't really have the time or the capacity to get that together. Rhaegar says, get ready for the hashtag woke-turnals. Yeah, seriously. If that's what they're doing with the characters, then yeah, absolutely going to be woke. Sia Production says, here's some interesting facts about Captain Marvel. I live in a big city. Fandango so far only shows screenings for my nearby theaters from 7/21. Just stopping by, packing for a move. Entertainment Hacker says, awesome. CF says, opening day for Captain Marvel in my city is going to strong, but the days following the actual are actually struggling. Yeah, CF Productions. Okay, I get what you mean. So what CF is saying is that on the opening day of Captain Marvel, the movie is looking very good. I would actually say I see the same thing. So those Thursday night movies, the Thursday night shows are looking pretty good for my theater as well. So basically what you have there is you have a the Dolby 7 o'clock showing where I am is almost completely sold out. And that to me made sense because the Dolby already has a very limited number of seats. It's very comfy. It's a brand new movie. It's an MCU film. It's going to at least do that. But what he's saying is that all the days following it aren't nearly as strong. And so what that tells me is that most likely what you're going to see is you're going to see a very strong Thursday night showing. I don't know if it's going to break any records necessarily, but definitely a strong showing nonetheless, because it is still an MCU film. But then you're going to see, I honestly believe, a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that's going to fall well under the just well overinflated projections that they have for this movie. Or at least that's my hope. I really do hope that that is the case, because we need to just put an end to this nonsense and say, no, you cannot push this agenda on us and expect to do well. But anyway, let me go ahead and get to a couple of super chats. So 80s Nostalgia Guy, thank you for the super chat, says, worst CGI, Henry Cavill's CGI lip, Will Smith genie. Oh, God. I'm actually going to go Henry Cavill, or Henry Cavill. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I think Henry Cavill is the way you pronounce it. Only because the Will Smith genie we have not gotten in a full movie yet, as bad as it is. But the CGI lip of Henry Cavill is awful. It's so bad. If you've never seen that before, just Google images and you'll see a guy with an extremely messed up mouth. And, oh, man, it's disturbing. But thank you for the super chat, man. Marcelo Alvarenga, welcome to the channel. Entertainment Hacker, thank you once again for the 120 yen. Appreciate that. Dark Detective says, if Captain Marvel is successful, Marvel will get, will get more confident in putting SJW stuff in their movies. Exactly right. That's why, and I have a video coming out on Wednesday of this week, and it's the last day before we finally get this movie coming out in theaters. And basically, the thumbnail says a lot, and basically it's talking about how there's going to be a line drawn in the sand. And the question that's going to be asked by that video is, where are you going to stand? Because there is a culture war going on here. There is this is a cultural moment. And people might say I'm overplaying it. People might say, oh, you're just treating this, it's just a movie. Well, if we know anything about movies, movies have a tremendous impact. Movies don't only reflect culture, they influence culture. They impact culture. And we know what this movie, what this franchise, what the production team, what the source material, we know the world that they want to build. So the question is going to be, where are you going to stand? Are you going to take a stand? And if so, where? And I hope that you're on the right side. Victor S. says, I'm not going because of Brie Larson. I'm not going because of Brie Larson. And if she gets a big role in Endgame and the MCU goes full SJW, as they say, it will probably be the Endgame of Marvel to me. Probably. And I think not just you, but to a lot of people as well. Especially if Endgame gets affected, I think that you're definitely going to see something very similar to that. But Entertainment Hacker, once again, thank you very much for the 120 yen. Really do appreciate it very much. Let's see. All right, so it looks like some chats were skipped, but I'll pick up where I can. Slicer Neon says, X-Men and Fantastic Four should be the new face of the MCU. That's actually, I always forget that Fox is about to be picked up. Keep this in mind, guys. The Fox deal has not been finalized. It's supposed to be finalized either this month or next month, but at this point, Disney and Fox are still separate entities. Yes, the deal is essentially set in stone and is essentially a foregone conclusion at this point, but it has not happened yet. But once it does, X-Men and Fantastic Four, I think, would be great additions into the MCU, or at the very least, some kind of crossovers, because I think it would be awesome. Bomber the Hobbit says, Odin, your thoughts on reparations for American descendants of slaves? I just, at this point, when we talk about, if you talk about going all the way back to the times of slavery, I mean, we're at the point now where we just got to live our lives. Seriously. If we keep on holding on to things of the past, even as terrible as those things were, we're never going to move forward. We're never going to be able to move past those things. We're never going to be able to create a bright future. We're never going to be able to be one. We're never going to be able to be unified until we are able to move past these things together, but at the same time, build a bright future so that those things never happen again. That would be my quick stance on that, because obviously it's a much more complicated issue that I just don't have the time to get into right now. Suicide Grunt says, imagine if Thanos rides ridiculously OP King Ghidorah in Endgame and Ghidorah eats Captain Marvel. That would be great. Oh man, that would be great. I would love that for sure. Gennison says, Edge of Tomorrow is based on manga. Yes, that's what I gathered from that comment from earlier. Tina says, Tommy Mapothere is his family name. Oh, he took Cruise from his mom, but thanks on the movie. Yeah, I never saw that movie. The trailers did nothing for me. The trailers were not very good. The marketing for that movie is what sunk that movie. It is still, though, one of the best movies that came out of that year. I highly recommend, despite any thoughts on Tom Cruise, Edge of Tomorrow is wonderful. It is absolutely fantastic. Herpicus McDurpington, what's going on, bruv? If the MCU wasn't getting woke, who do you think the next big Avengers villain should be? As I said, and I say this constantly, not a comics guy. I'm not well versed in the comics at all. However, if I had to say anything, Thanos obviously being no longer in the picture, I would say not to have a new big bad guy. I would say break away from the Avengers, focus on the independent titles with the smaller villains of those each individual universes, and then in maybe 2 years, that's when you build up to your next major threat. And I'm sure there's plenty of characters that I'm not thinking of right now that could be a major cosmic threat, but I'm sure there's also some stuff in the Eternals that could probably, set something up like that in the future as well. Dova Kid says, have a safe road trip, man. Thank you, Dova Kid. Appreciate it. Dark Detective says, according to SJW journalists, we hate Wonder Woman now. Yeah, seriously, I saw that same article, and it's so funny. They said that that the trolls have attacked female-led big blockbusters, and they included in that article Wonder Woman. And I don't remember anyone attacking Wonder Woman except for the anti-Semites. That I do remember very clearly. I remember there were so many anti-Semitical people who were attacking that movie purely because Gal Gadot was Israeli. I do remember that very clearly, and yet that movie did exceptionally well, was well received, and it should have been because it was a fantastic film. Was it perfect? No. Was it good? Yes. Was Gal Gadot fantastic? You're damn right. Not to mention she is a very, very classy lady, and that's something that Brie Larson could learn a great deal from. Septerm Gaming, can Alita kill Optimus Prime? Sure. Slicer Neon says, if you ran into Ruin Johnson by chance, would you ask him anything, or like Jeremy, just go right for the DDT? Obviously I would love to joke about it, but you know that in the end, I don't condone, physical violence in that way. However, what I would do is I would actually pick his brain. I would say, dude, what in the hell were you thinking? Honestly, in all honesty, I'm not just trying to mock you here. What in the hell were you thinking? How do you justify these decisions that you make? And do you honestly believe at this point in time that you have not severely broken the Star Wars fandom? I would love to hear his honest response on that, because I don't think he's ever actually been asked that question directly, because everyone in the media asking him questions are a bunch of shills that don't care. They would either say, oh yeah, there's this, the so-called boycott. What do you have to say about the so-called boycott? And of course, if he's asked that kind of question in that way, he's just going to laugh it off. But no, I would be like, hey, what are your thoughts? We have all this data to back it up. What responsibility do you think that you had for Solo's Star Wars story? Be honest, please. Let's see. Kin Young Huang. I have no idea if I pronounced your name right. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced it, but thank you for joining the channel. And Will Jenkins, thank you very much, man. Thank you for the $15 super chat. He says, I'm sure you guys heard the rumor about Lucas being involved with episode 9. I think it's a trap to get us to go. Thoughts? Yes. Yes, I don't think it's true. We've heard this plenty of times before about George Lucas being brought in, being an advisor, etc. And I think it is a trap. If he was brought in at all, he had very, very little to do with the end result. Because even in the article itself, it said that he was brought in specifically to help JJ work on the Luke Skywalker character. Like that's what he was brought in specifically for. So even if he was brought in for that, that doesn't mean that Luke Skywalker is going to have this amazing role. That doesn't mean that we're going to have this just, mind-blowing Luke Skywalker turn that not a single person saw coming, and it's all going to be because of George Lucas. If he was indeed brought in at all, which again I still don't really buy into because it's rumor and speculation, it was broken by a very unreliable source. At least the original article was broken by an unreliable source. And so therefore I'm left with the fact that I think it was a trap. I think it's a way for them to try and get more people hyped for the movie. I think that there's been a lot of recent decisions and a lot of recent announcements that they've made, especially about Star Wars Celebration and the people that are going to be there, that I think are just trying to get people hyped up for the franchise, and it's not working. It just really is not working at this point. Let's see. Math isn't my best subject. Thank you very much for the super chat. Says, humble offering to the king of Asgard. Well, thank you, Math. Isn't my favorite subject. Isn't my best subject. Appreciate it, man. Seriously, the fact that you're able just to give me your time alone, which is, to me, the most precious gift that you can give somebody, is more than enough, man. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. Alrighty. So, Darth Morrill says, Odin, wouldn't it make sense that Spider-Man would be the future of the MCU as he is the younger generation? It depends on what you mean by future. If by future you mean the next generation of the younger heroes, then yes, absolutely. But if you mean future as who is going to be the next leader, who is going to be the next, essentially not just the one that's the most powerful, but the one who's going to be able to keep everyone together, but also at the same time be strong, I think that is going to be the #1 question that's going to be asked, especially since now you're going to have all these Disney Plus shows that are going to be developing characters like Loki or Scarlet Witch and, a couple other characters too. I think that it's going to be interesting to see how that all ties in, because apparently those individual shows on Disney Plus are going to directly tie into the MCU. So we're moving into some very interesting times here, because not only are you going to have some movies coming out, you're also going to have some TV series that are going to be expanding the universe also. So I think that's the reason why it's hard to really pinpoint who the actual future is going to be based on. Let's see, Tina says, lots of people leave Kentucky during the Derby because it gets insane here. Not as insane as Mardi Gras, but I can't blame them. Sounds like something that I would probably also leave Kentucky for, just because I don't like nonsense. I don't like crowds. I just don't like I don't like stupidity. And whenever I see Mardi Gras and parades and everything, all I see, basically, to me, you can enjoy Mardi Gras if you are one of two things. A child, again, going to family gras, things like that, where it's family oriented, I think that could be a fun thing. That can be a good thing overall. So a child who enjoys it, that's great. The only other person that can enjoy that nonsense and that chaos is someone who is drunk, or is under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Sorry, like that's all I ever see. And I'm sure that people say, well, I'm sober and I can still enjoy it. Good for you, man. Good for you. I would just rather not have my route to get from point A to point B blocked by some stupid parade that all it's doing is creating a giant mess in the city, which is already a giant mess in the first place. And we need to spend more time and more attention and more money, especially, God, the amount of money that's spent on beads and just trash and garbage, that money should be going somewhere else, man. And that's why I just can't stand it. It's just nothing but excess and waste. Dark Detective says, I would be happy to see Thanos kill Captain Marvel. I think a lot of people, Dark Detective, would be very happy to see that. Or another very popular storyline would be if Rogue comes in somehow, if the Fox deal somehow goes through before Endgame comes out, and they're able to cast someone as Rogue, and they're able to get Rogue in there to steal the powers of Captain Marvel. Oh, man. That, I think, would be a storyline that people could get behind. Let's see. Smiled Midwinter, welcome to the channel. Let's see. Will Gentry says, have you seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World? Yes, I have. Because it was on TV earlier, and I don't know what else to say besides, good Lord, that was weird. Yes, it was weird, but I loved it. I don't know why. It was weird, but it was just the right kind of weird. I loved how the guy who was vegan had superpowers, and there were the vegan cops, and it was fantastic. There were a lot of really fun things in that movie that I liked a lot. All right. Viper Chief says, Odin respects women. Damn right, I respect people. Dark Detective says, what's your favorite Marvel movie? Favorite Marvel movie? If I had to choose right now, it would be Captain America Winter Soldier. I would put Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, up there. I would put Thor Ragnarok up there as well. Civil War is pretty good too. Infinity War also as well. Will Gentry says, Odin, there is a story out that they didn't want her at all, but Disney were demanding it. So they compromised and said they'd have her in Endgame. Then they made 2 cuts of it depending on how Captain Marvel does. Okay, yeah, okay. So that's the report apparently that came out. I hope it's true. I really do, because I think the Russos are smart guys. I think they know what they're doing. And I think they realize that their story was not made to fit in with this OP character that they decided just to add in at the last minute to appease to the SJW crowd, who is such a small number. It's like, why would you even do that in the first place? But if there are truly 2 cuts of this film, that makes me very happy. And I really hope it's true. And if it comes out being true later on, man, seriously, I think the best thing that could happen from any of this is Captain Marvel does not live up to expectations. She does not get as many scenes in Endgame. Things do not look well for her going forward. And then she decides, not them, but she decides, oh, you know what? I'm just going to step away to focus on my acting career. And she steps away from the role altogether. That, to me, would be the best case scenario, because then everyone leaves happy and we never have to see her again. Gannison says, do you think Hollywood would go next anime adaptation movie like Alita if audience got superheroes fatigue? It really depends, because Alita did not perform in the domestic office, the box office, that they, maybe expected that it could. So I don't think there's enough there to be able to support that move. I don't think there's enough there to support that much support. Or rather that kind of franchise going forward, because it just has not shown itself to be successful, financially speaking. However, if superhero fatigue finally does happen, Captain Marvel, Endgame, Shazam, we have a lot of superhero films coming out. If that indeed starts to show at the box office, then we could be in a situation where Hollywood's going to have to figure out what is the next step, what is the next, what is the next age of film going to be. Because we're kind of living in the age of sequels and superhero films, but that cannot last. People are getting tired of the sequels. People are getting tired of the superhero films. And it's going to be very interesting to see what's next. If it is manga, if it goes in the direction of anime manga, that could be really cool. However, I honestly don't know at this point, because at this point, anime and manga just haven't successfully been able to do anything at the box office, at least domestically. Squids McCracken, I love that name, says, you bring a lot of other valid points to this kerfuffle. Well, thank you, Squids. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much so. Nolan Nerd, is that P.O. Box in River Ridge for Odin or Heimdall? For Odin. Heimdall is my bot, so Heimdall posts links to all of the various ways that you can contact me and support me. Let's see. Lethal Lightning, thank you very much, man. Guys, go subscribe over to the Lethal Lightning channel. He is my brother over from Australia, and he is a cool dude. And he says, Hail Odin, send Miss Lawson my way. I can fix her. It's kind of my superpower. She will be smiling and happy within 48 hours. God. Oh, man. Oh, Lethal. Oh, Lethal. Can't take you anywhere, man. Cannot take you anywhere. Let's see. Viper Chief says, Odin should read the Save the Cat screenwriting book series. What? Save the Cat? That Star Wars girl, Odin, she says, Star Wars girl, what's going on, girl? Guys, go sub over to the Star Wars girl. I'm sure you're already subbed over to that Star Wars girl. Anna is awesome. She is a rock star. Her channel has been freaking blowing up. And it's actually because of Anna that I decided to do the premiering. So I'm going to be out of town for the next few days. And so I pre-recorded all my videos. And I have them just scheduled to premiere. And I don't know if that helps at all. I don't know if that does better for your numbers. If you've seen Anna, I just know that you do the premiere or use the premiere as well. But guys, seriously, Anna is awesome. She is a rock star. Thanks for stopping by, Anna. Steph says, okay, gotcha. Just explaining thing. Avatar is not amazing. No, Anna's wrong. Do not listen to Anna. Avatar sucks. Avatar absolutely sucks. Shadow Dancer says, the review embargo for Captain Marvel will lift on Monday, Tuesday, which seems a bit late. Do you think they will be laden with shill reviews? Shadow Dancer, of course they'll be laden with shill reviews. That's a no-brainer. We've already gotten those reviews from the people who've been giving their first initial reactions. Like, seriously, we've already gotten those shill reviews. And so basically, the embargo being lifted on a Monday or Tuesday, that's not abnormally late. It's happened plenty of times beforehand, so again, that's not something that they're just doing for this movie. However, I do think that most of the reviews are going to be positive. As I predicted, this is going to be like a 96% plus on Rotten Tomatoes. 96% of critics are going to find a positive thing to say about this movie, and it's really, really sad. Anna Cheyenne says, do you feel that if Captain Tuna Box offends the Marvel fans that it will affect the Endgame's run money-wise? As I said, if it does, it would be probably, it would make $1.5 billion minimum, because it's going to make a lot of money. The question is, can it make another $2 billion? If Captain Marvel sucks, and if Captain Marvel is shown to be a major part of the next movie, then it's going to have an impact. Not a tremendous one, because Captain Marvel is just a single character on her own, and has to fight for herself on her own. Endgame has a lot of other characters that are able to at least get enough people to say, okay, I'm seeing it because of this character, not because of this one. You see what I mean? So I think Endgame will overall be fine financially, but it could affect the overall end number for sure. And no, Anna, you're wrong. Avatar sucks. Avatar is awful. Let's see. Pete says, Wix just got woke on me with Captain Marvel just before I came into the chat. Damn, son. Elda Kyuga says, Thor didn't win because he had to tell Thanos, I told you so, and Thanos saying the correct way to take him out, you should have gone for the head. Okay, yeah, Captain Marvel in that situation. Captain Marvel, not Captain America, the real Captain. Gannison says, Anna is a big fan of Avatar. I know she is, and she's wrong. She's also a big fan of another movie called The Shape of Water, where you have a woman screwing a fish. And she thinks that's great. And she thinks that's a wonderful movie. So yeah, the woman who thinks that having sex with a fish is fine is defending Avatar. I'll let that speak for yourself. I'll let that speak for itself. Oh, now I know I've just triggered Anna. Dark Detective says, I've sent you something on Twitter. My name is Thanos. Awesome, Dark Detective. Thank you very much. Tina says, should we get ready for an Odin vs. Anna discussion on Avatar? Definitely in the future. We should definitely have that happen in the future. We already are supposed to have. For a long time ago, we were already going to have an Alita talk because she freaking loves Alita. So we'll have to do like an Alita on one half of the conversation and then a Avatar discussion on the other, because man, I could just destroy that. Darth Thanos says, Odin-kun notice me, senpai. I noticed you. All I need to do is put Odin and I will notice you. Let's see. Math isn't my best subject. Thank you very much for the super chat. Avatar sucks, yet Disney ordered 3 sequels. Cameron came out and said it. If that movie can get a franchise, so can Alita, but is that a good thing? Math isn't my best subject. This is the reason why Avatar got 3 sequels, is because it made $2.7 billion at the box office. It is the highest grossing film of all time when you don't adjust for inflation. So because it has that much money, because it made that much money, it proved itself to be a box office success. And so that is the reason why it is indeed going to get as many sequels as it's going to get. Now, with that being said, I really don't think it's a good thing, because Avatar indeed does suck. And I really honestly believe Avatar 2 is not even going to make half. I think it's going to make half of what the first one did, and each subsequent movie is going to make less and less. That is, of course, unless Avatar 2 somehow blows everything out of the water and somehow is a good movie. But that remains to be seen. Alex Wu says, Odin vs. Anna would be epic. Damn right it would be. Nolan Nerd, which school do you teach at? I'm not going to say on air. I'm just curious. My mind is blown. We live in the same area. I knew there was a reason why I like this channel off the bat. Well, Nolan Nerd, thank you very much. Appreciate that, man. Not going to say the school that I teach at. So, you know, again, it's very easy to find these things nowadays with Google, but I'm just not going to say it on stream, on air. Viber Chief says, Sarah Connor is another badass female character. Odin, same with Laura Croft. You're so right about that. CF Production says, when 7/21, I was meaning 7th to the 21st of March. Okay. G Monkey says, Odin, you know it will break records for that Thursday night, or at least that's how they will try and spin it. I'm sure it'll break a record. Like, I'm sure it'll be, oh my gosh, no movie has ever opened on March 7th and made this much money. Oh, great. You chose an arbitrary day to say that it broke. Like, seriously, some records that are broken are the most, like, forced things of all time. So, yeah, you're right. It might actually break. It's not going to break real records. It's not going to be the highest grossing MCU Thursday night movie. I'm sorry. It's not. Is it going to do well? Is it going to be on par with some of the other generic films? Sure. I think that, again, it's an MCU film. It's going to do well enough. But once again, the bigger numbers are week 1 to week 2 domestic drop-off and the opening weekend in China. Those are the two biggest numbers to look forward to. CF says Henry Cavill's face for sure. Septor Gaming says, do you think Alita can kill Optimus Prime and Megatron? Yes. Adrift's on. It was Adrift's comment before the chat jumped on me. La 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 la. Okay. Chat jumped on me, so I will pick up where I can. Soul Assassin says, how dare you insult Drinks, Sir Drinks a lot. I say good day, sir. Rogue Baron says, come to Kansas. It might be a little flat and no BS. Also, if Rogue, came in to replace Captain Marvel, that would be great. Yes, Rogue, you're absolutely right about that. That is for damn sure. Kansas also has tornadoes, though. I kind of want to find a place that has the least chance of having natural disasters occur, but I appreciate it nonetheless. 80s Nostalgia Guy, thank you very much for the super chat, says, do you agree with Titanic getting a sequel? Hell no. Titanic? No. You don't need a Titanic sequel. Hell no. Rhaegar Targaryen says, Brie Larson was the vegan guy's girlfriend. Oh, and yes, that's right. I remember. CWD Trixie says, did you see the Dark Phoenix trailer? It's made by the same guy who did X-Men The Last Stand. Yeah, so here's the thing. I think Dark Phoenix is not going to be good, and I base that off of the fact that Apocalypse wasn't good, and this looks like it's going to be along the same lines. Now, could it be just that the trailers are bad? Yes. Could absolutely just be the trailers in this situation. However, I really don't think that this movie is going to do as well as they think it's going to do. I think that this is going to be a very bad last-ditch effort from the Fox owning of the X-Men franchise. Let us hope that Disney can at least do X-Men right, but who knows yet, right? Nickel Noodles, what's going on, bruv? What is going on, bruv? How's it going? You always just randomly pop up in here. The vegan cops. Yes, the vegan cops were so freaking funny. Will Gendry says, the man with vegan powers was Superman, no less. That's right, he was. I actually really like that actor. He played Soups in Superman Returns, plus the skateboarding X was Captain America. ONCM was Scott's ex, though I barely noticed her. Yeah, looking back at it, you're like, no thank you. Alberto Aviodo Fuentes says, Odin. What's going on, Alberto? Jurgen RB says, Odin, in the Netherlands, will Captain Marvel be in the theaters on March 6th, 2 days earlier than in America, which means that I can spoiler the movie plot in your comment section. Well, Jurgen, I would just be careful with that. I know that most people who watch my videos are not going to care about spoilers, but please just put the spoiler warning there, just because there are going to be some people who want to go in completely blind, so that way when they crap on it, they can say, I had no idea what the movie was about. So for their sakes, please put the spoiler warning there. But also, that's very odd that they're having a wide release 2 days early for an entire country. I'd have to look into that. Soul Assassin says, Gal Gadot for the new Captain Marvel. How awesome would that be? That would be pretty awesome. However, I don't think she would be the best fit for that role specifically. I think that there are plenty of other options. Rhaegar Targaryen says, and not Anna Paquin Rogue either. Anna Paquin is a fine actress, but her version of Rogue, I guess it was the way that she was directed more than anything else. Definitely not something that we should get again. But no, I would like to see Rogue come back into the universe. I'd be fine with Rogue coming back into the universe. Pete972 says, my internet hates me, so we'll say it again. Wix got woke. All right, well, I read that comment. Bruce says, I think the Blu-ray DVD sales for Alita Battle Angel will be killer. I hope so, Bruce. I think there are enough passionate people that love the movie that are going to go out and buy it. I know that I plan to buy it on Blu-ray, maybe even 4K, especially if it goes on sale, and pre-order it probably. And so I think that it will do well. Will it do crazy numbers? Probably not. I think it's going to be one of those cult following films where enough people are going to buy the Blu-rays and DVDs that it's going to make up whatever it might not make at the actual box office. So here's hoping. Viper Chief says, if there are multiverses, we are in the crappy timeline Odin. Yes. Dan Maloney, what's going on, dude? Would buying a gift certificate prevent Captain Marvel from getting money from me seeing it in theaters? I still plan on seeing it Tuesday after its opening weekend. No, because even if you use a gift card, the money is still going to the theater. So this is the way that ticket prices work. So let's say the theater charges you $15. The theater charges you $15 because that is essentially what the studio and theater work out together. Opening weekends for a movie, most theaters only get about 10% of the entire box office take. 90% of that ticket goes to the studio. And so therefore, if you buy a ticket, the movie goes to the studio, period. Especially opening weekend. 90% of it will go to the studio itself. If you want to get around that, what you can do, and this is nefarious, this is something that is not, it's not necessarily illegal, but it's also not smiled upon either. The only other thing that you can really do is buy a ticket to a different movie around the same time, go into the theater, and then just walk into the theater playing the movie that you want to see. So that's one way to do it. Some of us have done it before, but yeah. Kerfuffle is a great word, Bjorn. Andy Eggert, what's going on? How's it going, bruv? Tina says, and the Star Wars girl is in the chat, so time for the Avatar debate go. It sucks. It sucks. Lita Lighting says, I take women and turn them into women. Star Wars girl, I see you. Star Wars girl. Laura says, I Am No Jedi is my second favorite Phantom Menace t-shirt. Yes, indeed. I am indeed wearing the I Am No Jedi t-shirt from the Geeks and Gamers shop. Guys, Geeks and Gamers shop, go check it out. They've got some great stuff, and this is definitely a great one. This is actually the Crypto Fashion shop, so this is not on their main website at this point, but Crypto Fashion does some really great shirts. It's very comfy. It's very, very comfy, very soft and long, and I love it. And, yeah, Ahsoka. Awesome character. Dark Detective says, before this age of superhero films, what were dominating the industry? That's actually a very good question. The age of superhero films really started back in 2008 when you think about it. So prior to 2008, I would say that we were kind of in an empty time period. I mean, I think that Greta, who is a follower here, who is a subscriber to the channel, she might be able to better pinpoint it, but I think that we were really in the age of 3D, in the age of 3D sequels, and we didn't have like an official movie franchise that was like taking over, because the 90s were all about the rom-coms. I would say that went into the early 2000s, early to late 2000s, before the superhero franchises really took off. You kind of had this middle ground where you had a lot of different movies, a lot of different franchises. There really was no singular one. I could be missing something there, so please, if someone has one in the chat, let me know. Viper Chief says, is James Cameron shill? Probably. I would say probably. Demogenai, hello, brother. Hello, Demogenai. How's it going, sir? Nick D says, Avatar story is okay, not great, but the visuals and environment were great. I do want to see where this series will lead. Here's the thing. The world is beautiful. Again, the world is beautiful. The Na'vi creatures suck. They look awful. They look like giant blue Smurf people, and the effects just really don't work all that well. On top of that, when a story, and this is something that I find interesting about Anna, she loves Avatar, and she also loves The Shape of Water. So let me just make this connection. She loves weird sex, is what I'm gathering. Because remember that the Na'vi, in Avatar have sex by connecting their ponytails together. However, the Na'vi also use those same ponytails and those same connectors to ride animals and to control animals. And she also loves The Shape of Water, where a woman has sex with a fish. Hey, I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing out the facts. I'll let you guys make the connections. Anna is a megastar, though. Anna is definitely a megastar, but she also has some very, very odd taste. September Gaming says, how can Alita kill the powerful Optimus Prime? Because she's a badass cyborg. That's why. Zach Gregg says, Avatar was just Pocahontas in space. Thank you. Thank you very much. And actually, if you want to see a better version of Avatar, it's called Fern Gully. It has the same green message, done much better, much funnier, better animation overall, better characters overall, great music on top of that, because there is a song in there that's sung by the wonderful, the beautiful Tim Curry. Acid Rain. Oh, God, I love that movie so much. So, no, if you want to see a really great movie, go see Fern Gully. Go watch Pocahontas, Dances with Wolves. Don't go see Avatar unless you want to see some weird sex. That's what I'm talking about, weird sex. Big Sleepy Ox says, nice hat, Odin. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Looking clean with the haircut, System Arginine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much, sir. Steph says, stop picking on our guest. Never. Never. Viper says, Odin has seen some crap on the internet. Yes, I have. And then Star Wars Girl says, he's not effing a fish. He's not an effing fish. Yes, he is. He's an effing fish, man. He's a fish man. Do you like fish sticks? Do you? Because apparently she does. So she's no better than Kanye West. You get that reference. I appreciate you. Jagan75 says, fish bait, fish mate. Damn right. John Lee says, hello, Odin. If you had a chance to ask John Campea a question, what would it be? Ooh, John Lee. Excellent, excellent question. If I had a chance to be face-to-face with John Campea, what I would say is, dude, are you serious? That would be it. I would say, like, are you serious? Is what you are presenting to people really what you are wanting to present to people? Are the things that you say on Twitter that you say and then take back and then say and then take back, like, are you a real person? Or are you just a caricature of someone that you may have used to be? Somebody that I used to know, somebody. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But seriously, are you for real? Are you serious? Will Gentry says, no need to go over this topic again, but I meant to say, when we're done here, go watch Tim Pool's video about Captain Marvel. Dude, don't worry, I'm already subscribed to Tim Pool. I've already seen it. Tim Pool's coverage of Captain Marvel has been freaking fantastic. The fact that even he's boycotting it and not seeing it, at least he's not seeing it opening weekend, is just wonderful. And this is a guy that's like center-left. It's a center-left political guy. So, Viper Chief says, what kind of weird porn are you watching? I'm not watching any of it. The question is, what kind of weird things is Anna watching? Because once again, she's got people with freaking ponytails having sex with ponytails and also connecting those same sexual organs to animals. And then also she is watching movies and loving movies where a fish screws a woman. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to figure this out. You know, she says lies. I say no. These are facts. These are facts. Suicide Grunt says, imagine if Tommy Wiseau was an Endgame. Oh my God. Tommy Wiseau, by the way, guys, apparently has said that he wants to be featured. And I'm forgetting what he wants to be featured in, but he wants to be featured in something really big. I'll have to look that up later. But, oh my God, Tommy Wiseau is fantastic. No, it's not awesome. Star Wars Girl, it's not. Avatar's awful. Vlad Riot says, did you hear about the twat that said Alita sucks because she's too pretty? Man, if your argument for a movie is that, oh, this movie sucks because the lead isn't pretty, or no, the lead is too pretty, at that point, all I have to say to you is, get out of here. Get out of here. You've already proven yourself to be an imbecile. All right, so many chats. So many chats. This is what happens when you read all the chats, though. This is what happens. Will Gentry says, Odin, the guy who directed X-Men Last Stand is the guy who wrote the screenplay of Dark Phoenix. Enough said. Yep, probably does not look good. Chris Joe, I'd like to point out to everyone that all these people attacking Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers on Twitter and is trolling them with monetized videos is fantastic entertainment, probably even better than Captain Marvel. Chris Joe, I would agree with you, because all they're doing is giving him more traffic, more attention, more views, and by the proxy, more money in the process. So, glad to see their campaign is working. Those two ball guys, what's going on, bro? Dangur says, hey, Odin, what's so bad about Apocalypse? It was just bland. It was a bland movie. It was boring. It just never really got off the ground. The story dragged tremendously. And unfortunately, Oscar Isaac just did not succeed playing the character Apocalypse. Just did not succeed in that character. And I'm sad because I like Oscar Isaac a lot. You know, despite what he's said in the Star Wars universe as Poe Dameron, you know, even he has said that Poe Dameron is, you know, pansexual. He said this. It's so crazy. Despite all those things, he's still a great actor. So I was very surprised when in that movie, he was just so boring. He had no charisma, and it just never was able to hold itself together. So there are just a lot of issues. Nickel Noodle says, "You've been crushing it, brother. Thanks for all the info. Thanks for all the great Alita Captain Marvel vids." Well, thank you, Nickel Noodles. I appreciate that. Not nearly as much as Anna, though. Anna has truly been killing it. I could only ever hope to be at the level that Anna is right now. MCOC, what's going on, bro? What is going on? Big Dad Sunbeam says Odin needs to move to Sweden, obviously. 0 natural disasters, and he'll be among his Norse brethren. Maybe. Christian Joe says, I like to point out to everyone that these people... Okay, already read that comment. Suicide Ground says, there's a historical movie that I wish could happen. A movie about the German battleship Bismarck. I've heard of the ship. Don't know much about the story. But I do like historical movies, so could be good. It could indeed be good. Dodanger says Apocalypse wasn't as bad as Homecoming, Ragnarok, or Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. What did you hate about the movie? Oh my gosh. No. Homecoming was great. Had great villains, great character arcs. Was it the best Spider-Man movie? No. But it had great character arcs, great story. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, not as good as Guardians 1. Still really funny. And had some really great character moments too. Ragnarok, I'm sorry, is one of the best MCU films, period. It was freaking funny. Just because you don't like Taika Waititi, just because you don't like his type of humor, I'm sorry, but that's not a good enough reason to not like the movie. It was funny. Seriously, it was a funny movie. It was hilarious. And also, people might say it was inconsistent with his character. Okay. His character was going downhill. His character was sinking into a swamp. His character was about to be almost written off because no one was really interested in the character. It was boring. And what Taika Waititi did was say, hey, let's reboot the character. Let's just take the character and do something new with it. And hey, it was a huge success. The box office says so. The ratings from the audiences and the critics alike, again, not just critics, but audiences as well, say as much, and it is easily one of the best MCU films of all time. And also, no one can tell me that that moment when Thor comes in like a badass, kicking everyone's ass, no one can tell me that that moment is not worth it. All right. Demonjanai says, that is a dope shirt. I think I'll have to get one of those. It is a great shirt. Absolutely. Star Wars Girl says, Anna says, you need to get the Phantom Menace shirt. I already have it. I have the Phantom Menace shirt. I have the Soilo shirt. I have this shirt. There's a Geeks and Gamers shirt that's apparently on the way. So I'll have that coming in too. And who knows? Probably get some other shirts as well. I also have my own shirt. And guys, yes, I have a shirt. Go into the description for this video. Go to my Teespring. We got Odin's Movie Blog t-shirts. If you want a badass, you know the logo that you see on my channel? The white logo with the Odin's Movie Blog, and you have me just looking like a badass? Hey, that's on a shirt. Go check it out. Go give it some love. My wife designed it, so if you want to show it some love, I try to get the prices on Teespring as low as possible. Go check it out. Buy a t-shirt. Support the community, guys. Let's see. Gannison says, Odin, have you watched Dredd? It's an awesome comic book adaptation. Dredd was awesome. Carl Urban as Dredd was freaking fantastic. Yes, abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So good. Star Wars Girl says, no, I don't. Well, I just explained 2 movies that both feature very similar things. So we'll see there. Yep, went there for sure. Vlad Riot says, Odin Heimdall, the gods are surely here tonight. Damn right. Damn right about that. I went there, Alex. Damn right I did. Tina says, Anna's challenging you. Extended edition says, the only one, oh, hold on. The Star Wars, Anna says, that's only on the extent of the Vision, which I didn't watch. The extended edition? No, that's not on the extended edition. No, it's not. That was in the original movie. I saw that movie in theaters, the IMAX version, and it was there. So, I mean, someone's making excuses. Subterm Gaming says Halloween 2018 made $253.7 million and already for a sequel, yet Alita has... Okay, Subterm. Halloween cost under $100 million to make. Last time I checked. Alita cost $170 million plus marketing. That's the reason why. Gannison says, Anna is going to get pissed. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll take her on. Slicer says, what's wrong with fetishes, you prude? Anna says, the sexy time has nothing to do with the story. It doesn't matter. It's still a part of the story. It's still a stupid part. And also, once again, it leaves a major plot point. It leaves a major plot hole. You have a ponytail being used for sex, but also for riding animals. What in the hell? Seriously. Hound 3000. Okay, good. Invoking Rule 34 says Demogeni. Rogue Baron says, I've said it before, Avatar helped create the USB-C, a cable used for literally everything, charging, data transfer, display. Yes, Rogue Baron. Yes. That is what the ponytails were, a USB-C. It is literally used for everything. Sex, animals, drugs, you name it. Star Wars Girl says, Anna says, I effing love Pocahontas and Avatar is beautiful. Pocahontas is fine. It's actually my least favorite of the Disney animated movies, but it is still fine. Much better than Avatar. Much better than Avatar. Kazmazal says, Odin vs. Anna should be on pay-per-view. Hey, it really should be. It really should be. I don't know if Anna's going to Celebration, but if she's going to Star Wars Celebration, we can duke it out then. Vlad Riot says, Odin watches movies for the sex. No, I'm not. That's the reason why I'm criticizing the films because of it. I'm saying these movies are awful because of it. I am upset. I am furious that I had to watch with my own eyes these disgusting acts in front of me. He's a river god, says the Star Wars Girl. No, he is a fish. He is a giant fish man. He has gills. He has scales. He is a giant fish man. He is a fish. Hoff Solo, thank you for catching my reference. Let's see. Zen Water says, slime beneath me, slime up above. Oh, you love my toxic love. Damn right, Zen Waters. Thank you for the lyrics. Love that song. Star Woke Inc. Nico, thank you for the super chat, says K-Pax sequel would be great. K-Pax. K-Pax? K-Pax? What's K-Pax? Paul Hatcher, welcome to the channel. Dark Detective, Aquaman or Avatar, which do you like more? Aquaman, of course. Aquaman is leaps and bounds better than Avatar. Could ever hope to be. Don't diss Doug Jones, bros, / Neons. I have nothing against the actor. The actor Doug Jones does a great job, but it does not change the fact that he's a giant manfish. Christopher Joe says, Anna, you need to make a roast video of Odin's comments. North Moral says, Odin, your beard is awesome, but also represents your toxic masculinity. Yeah, I would say, I would say that's accurate. Suicide Grunt says, just torturing. Yeah, seriously. Yep. And it is so much fun. Gannison says that Star Wars Girl versus Odin would be awesome. I agree. Brad Noble says, Odin to Campia, do you lift, bro? Oh my god, I should tell that. Hey bro, do you lift, bro? Huh? You want to go, bro? Huh? Yivo says, what are the odds of Captain Marvel actually being good? 50-50 at this point. We already know way too much about the plot. The source material that it's based off of makes it pretty much impossible that it's not going to be woke and therefore not going to be, flawed in a lot of different ways. So, yeah, I would say 50-50. Viber says, Odin has a crush on Jeremy and Anna. No. Jeremy has a crush on me. Anna has a problem with me, but Jeremy is the one that has a crush on me. Slime beneath me, slime up above. Dark Detective says, so the Na'vi have sex with their animals? Yeah, see, that's the question that they never ask. Because the same ponytail that is used for sex is also the same ponytail, the same little fibers that come from the ponytail that they use to connect to the animals to be able to fly them. Or, to make my point further, to ride them. I'm just pointing out the truth. Guys, I do nothing but point out the facts and the truth. And if you can't handle the truth, then you need to get out. Scott Gavin, what's going on, bro? Suicide Grunt says, I would pay to see Odin vs. Anna. Also, they found the USS Hornet recently. Very, very nice. Salagree, thank you very much for the super chat. Once again, just Jeremy, says Salagree. No. Yeah, Jeremy wants me. That is a fact. Jeremy wants me. Slicer says, I side with Anna. Sorry, Allfather, but she has hot privilege. Avatar rules. No, Slicer, you're wrong. I don't care who you side with. At the end of the day, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. You have no facts. You have no basis for any of this. You are fake news. Slicer Neons, you are fake news. Anna, that Star Wars girl, you are a fake news site. No one can trust you. Fake news. Let's see. Adalin compassingly says, Odin, you seen a Korean film called The Fortress? No, I have not. It came out in the same 12 months The Last Jedi stole Infinity War and looks better on a fraction of the budget and is a far superior film generally. All right. Might have to look into that. Patrick Duff says, Emo Parker from Spider-Man 3 will be the one to defeat Thanos. That would be fantastic. Martinez! Alex Martinez! What's going on, bruv? Vlad Riots says, we need Freya on this channel. We get an Odin and a Heimdall. Suicide Grun says, Odin versus Anna in BVS style. Yes, in giant robot suits. Bruce says, yes, the character and character design of Apocalypse were bad. Yeah, absolutely. It just was so poorly done, unfortunately. Modern Dude Thing, what's going on, says, Odin, I'm sorry to tell you, but Homecoming is by far the worst Spider-Man film. No. Spider-Man 3 so Spider-Man 3 is worse than Homecoming by far, but the worst Spider-Man film of all time, without any shadow of a doubt, is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. These are facts. And facts don't care about your feelings. Alex Martinez says, Thor Ragnarok is one of the best MCU and Marvel films of all time. Damn right. Spit that truth. Sebterm, Halloween 2018 made less in box office than Alita, but already a sequel. As I said, Sebterm Gaming, because it was made for like half the budget. So it only needed to make significantly less than Alita does. Alita needs to still make another like $100 million just to break even. So that's the reason why. Will Gentry, Thor has two great moments. The first in Ragnarok, where he first unleashes his full powers. Then the second when he lands in Wakanda. Yes, in Infinity War. Damn freaking right. Both those moments are so good. Greta says, hey, Odin, I think you missed my message earlier. Hope you're having a good day. Sorry, Greta. Hope you're having a good day as well. Random Nerd of Doom, what's up, Odin? Also, did you see the new Hellboy trailer? Not the new one yet. I have not seen the new one yet. Zenwater says, yeah, nothing like stripping Thor of his dignity and making fun of Asgard's destruction to make a good movie. See, Krista Jones says, do you think Captain Marvel would have been good if they hadn't inserted the feminist agenda crap for the marketing? I'd side-eye Bree's comments like I do Chris Evans, and Mark Ruffalo commentary. The problem, Krista Jo, is that the source material that it's based off of is filled to the brim with this identity politics. You understand, if you follow Ethan Van Sciver at all, he's been covering about how there's rumors that Marvel Comics might get shut down or sold. And basically, the reason why that's the case is because the Disney, when it took over, decided to put more attention and more focus on stories that were not being bought, that no one wanted to hear. And what happened is that the comics industry, apparently for Marvel, has just been destroyed by that. One of the main proponents of that was Captain Marvel, which is why Captain Marvel has been rebooted like a good 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times since 2012 alone. And so she is the reason. Captain Marvel, the iteration of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, is the reason why the comics industry, at least from Marvel's standpoint, one of the factors why that's failing. So even if the marketing didn't have it, we would still have the source material and also her comments, Brie Larson's comments, and the director's comments as well, to be able to give us an idea of what the movie's going to be about. Will Gentry says, so today is my birthday, Odin. What did you buy me? Taps foot impatiently. By the way, did you know Proper is streaming live right now? Of course Proper would. Proper Jeremy is scum. Proper Jeremy is scum, and I hate him. He's tacky, and I hate him. But no, thank you, Will Gentry. And Will Gentry, have a happy birthday, good sir. Have a happy, happy birthday. Josh Manfield says, how's it going? Odin, sorry, it's been a long time. I'm here. Josh Manfield, good to see you back here once again. Get us in. Why is popcorn expensive in cinemas? Because opening weekends for new movies, 90% of each ticket, like the cost of each ticket, goes directly to the studio. So theaters only get 10% of each ticket. And so therefore, in order for them to make any money, be able to invest money into their infrastructure, keep the lights on, etc., they need to upcharge everything. Now, do they upcharge way too much to make a mass amounts of profit? Yes. However, the reason why it's as expensive or why it's upcharged the way that it is because it needs to make up for the money that it's not making off those tickets. So that's the reason why. Dudanger says, I have nothing Nothing against the director. The humor may be funny to some people, but it got some way story development. Iron Man 3 did the same thing in the third act. See, that's the thing. I actually liked Iron Man 3, but the reason why I liked Iron Man 3 is because I knew it was going to be a Shane Black movie. So as a Shane Black movie, I liked it. As an Iron Man movie, I could see why people had problems with it, but as a Shane Black movie, it was great. As a Taika Waititi MCU film, I thought Thor Ragnarok was freaking fantastic. I could watch that movie every single day. Lita Lang says, Odin, where do I get on one of those ponytails? I know, right, man? That's seriously like the only thing we're talking about in that movie. Viper says, Odin watches Game of Thrones for the... No. Ram Nerd Doom says, Abe Sapien the Fishman. Yes, Abe Sapien the Fishman. Septerm Gaming says, Odin, is there a specific amount at the box office the director wants for a sequel like Alita? So basically, Robert Rodriguez says he's already on board for a sequel. All he really needs is the green light from James Cameron, because James Cameron, I believe, owns the rights and is the biggest financier behind it. So in order for the movie to break even, it has to make $430 million worldwide. It's going to be around $330 million after this weekend, based on projections. So it still needs to make another $100 million in order for it to break even. It might get somewhat close to that number. Maybe it might get close to the $400 million mark, maybe, but it's still got a ways to go. So it's really going to be a lot of people. You missed the movie K-Pax. I don't know what K-Pax is. I don't know what you mean by K-Pax, Star Woke. Sorry. Nickel says, ooh, chat jumped on me. Nickelodeon says, has there been a plot synopsis yet for Avatar 2? Nope, and I do not care. Modern New Thing says, sorry I was late to this stream, and sorry that I missed your past few live streams. I was at Universal Studios. Well, I hope you had fun, man. No problem at all. Greta says, The Shape of Water is a beautiful movie. Okay, you can say that some of the effects are beautiful. You can say that the movie overall is beautiful. However, it can also at the same time be vastly overrated and also still have a fish man who screws a woman, or rather a woman who screws a fish man. Stig Johansson says, hello, Odin and everyone else. What's going on? Lethal Lightning says, Odin definitely has the hots for me. It's the accent. Dude, seriously, Lethal Lightning is hot. Vlad Ryan says, 80% of Odin's viewers have a boner for... All right, Vlad, nah. Vlad, let's get the nonsense out of here, please. We are supposed to be gentlemen here, and I expect you to be a gentleman as well. So, Bruce says, Kevin Spacey starred in K-Pac. Yeah, that's probably why I missed it, because Kevin Spacey has not been a household name recently because of a variety of things. Let's see. Lord Layton, thank you very much, man, for the super chat. Love your content, man. Thanks for all you do. Well, Lord Layton, thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. Gannison says, I watch Avatar so many times, I never think about the ponytail until you said it. Seriously, how did you miss it? How did you miss that? That was like one of the first things I noticed was, wait a minute. They just use, but they use it to ride the animal. Wait, and now they're using it. What? This doesn't make any sense. What's going on? What's going on here? Bidai Samim says, Orange Man Odin is the best. Vlad Riot says, it's going to be great. Bjorn says, I don't think the ponytail bit was the sexual coupling. It was. They used the ponytail for sex as well. Gannison says, Spider-Man 2 is awesome. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is fantastic. 3, not so much. Zenwater says, okay, the Apocalypse outfit was because in the comics he integrated with celestial tech, which Fox doesn't have access to. Also, comic Apocalypse has a giant A on his belt. Yeah, and that's just the thing, is that people who don't read the comics don't have any context for that. So we're kind of left out in the dry. We're kind of left out there, and that's the reason why overall I think became, if you were not a comic books fan especially, or have extensive knowledge of the comics, it was a very bland movie overall. Bozeek, welcome to the channel. Let's see what we got here. CMD Trixie says, best part of Spider-Man 3, as it brought forward the Sandman interview of X-Play. It is worth a watch and just so funny. Okay, I've never seen that before. Dan Maloney says, do you listen to Ben Shapiro? Yes. Love his podcast. Also, if you think he speaks fast, I listen to him on 1.5 speed. Random Nerd Dune says, Odin, will Hellboy make more money than Captain Marvel, even though the new Hellboy looks weird? It's impossible to say. That movie is too far out to say, and we don't even know what Captain Marvel is going to make at this point, so it's impossible to say at this point. Soul Assassin says, do you think Star Wars will be better off in public domain than with Disney? To an extent. If you mean, do I think that having Star Wars be in the public domain so that people can make their own movies, I think that could be great. I think if any director could make any movie, to me, that would remind me a lot of what the EU, or what we called the EU, was, when just a bunch of authors came together and wrote their own stories based on the characters. I think it'd be awesome if just a bunch of directors said, hey, I want to make a Star Wars movie. I want to make a Star Wars movie. I don't know. I think that would be awesome. I think if we were able to do something with copyrights in this country, and could you imagine if you had like 3 different Star Wars films coming out in a year, all of them by different directors, all of them telling different stories with different actors? Like, oh my God, that could be incredible. Some people might not like that, but oh my gosh, that would be freaking awesome. Lee the Lightning says, Odin, to be fair, proper Jeremy lost his cuck status last night. Did he really? I don't know. What did he do? Slicer Neon says, I heard Jude Law isn't Captain Marvel, but just a minor antagonist, and Marvel is gender swapped as a girl. Outrage. Slicer Neons, I covered this before, and since most of you watching this channel probably don't care about Captain Marvel, if you do, close your ears now. That is correct. Marvel is not being played by Jude Law. Jude Law is playing a character named Yongrog, I believe is his character name. The person playing Marvel is Annette Bening. Annette Bening is Marvel. Marvel is a male Kree warrior. Marvel was a character written, created by Stan Lee. Stan Lee's character has now been crapped all over because they decided to gender swap that character because reasons? Yeah, Annette Bening is Marvel. Yeah, I just saved you from that twist and stupidity. Yeah, I'm definitely outraged. I think that's totally stupid because there's no reason for them to do that at all. No reason for them to do that. That's so freaking stupid, man. All right, we're at 1 hour and 37 minutes, so I'm going to have to start to wrap things up. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip through the chats. So sorry if I skip your chats, but it is indeed getting towards the end of the night for me. So Viber G says, Hurt Locker's now on Netflix. Dude, Hurt Locker is a great movie. Suicide Grunt says, am I the only one who was disappointed by Halloween 2018? I didn't hate Hollywood 2018. I think that Halloween 2018 was definitely not the best that it could have been, but it was fine. It was perfectly fine. Christopher Joe says, how does ticket pricing, concessions, etc., when a theater is remodeled, have restaurants attached to it? To contrast that, the cheaper money theater I went to in college was cheap yet very busy. Don't really understand the context of that. Laura, Ryan Soul, my fan fiction story, says, at Crab Feed, so many drunk people and so loud. Sorry to hear that, Laura. Thank you very much for the super chat. But basically, Chris and Joe, the way it works is this. Every theater works out deals with the studios. Studios normally in the first, second weekends get 90% of the entire ticket. So if it is indeed opening up wide with every other theater, the theaters are only going to get about 90%, or rather, the theaters are only going to get about 10% of that money. And so the amount of money the ticket is charged for is indeed in part made up by the theater as well, which is why you do have some theaters that charge less. However, when you charge less, it means you get less. Because remember, the 90% is still there. So a studio, or rather a theater, might try and have the ticket be a certain price to offset. And the only time that you would ever see them raise a ticket price is if they realize that they have to in order to support their bottom line. So, Dan Maloney, well, you know the whole shtick of don't play with that, you'll go blind. Does go for Odin argument on Avatar sex, but they don't. What? Sorry, that made no sense whatsoever. Niggle Noodles says, Avatar 2 plot synopsis: the Na'vi create human avatars and then infiltrate Hollywood with their weird political agendas. Oh, wait! 21 Viceroy, hey Odin, how far back does your movie knowledge go? It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, to be perfectly honest. And Tube, Odin listens to Ben Shapiro at 1.5 speed. Absolute mad lad. Yes, seriously, man. Try listening to him in general at 1.5 speed, and if you can keep up with him, then you are as awesome as I am. However, we're going to start to wrap things up, so let me first off give a huge shout out to my patrons before I read some final chats. So, huge shout out to all of my patrons: A Great Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Dave Bob, Delete System 32, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Harold Francis, the Honka Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody, and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Projar Sarif, Shenglong, so Projar Sharif, Shenglong, Sir Lance Elato, Theodora, the DJD Show, those two ball guys, Tina B, and Wolfgang Lounge. So we have a couple people missing. I understand sometimes financial situations are tight. So for those who were former patrons, thank you for having been patrons for as long as you were. But also, huge shout out to Dion Soul. I remembered. Dion, thank you very much. You are also a patron as well. Appreciate you, man. All right, Nerdrotic is having a live stream soon. Guys, Nerdrotic is a great channel. So if he's having a live stream soon, what you need to do is you need to take a little break, maybe get a little snack, have a little, you know, a little sip of water for the working man, you know, as Jeremy likes to say. And then go check out Nerdrotic because he's an awesome guy. Searcher Gaming says, is Alita the Batman of Iron City, and does she have similarities as Batman? A few. Bjorn says 1.5 speed Shapiro. That's just a squeak. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Viper Chief says, that Star Wars boy. Tina says, you remembered him before I reminded you. Damn right, Tina. That is what I do. All right. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Anna, it looks like I scared Anna away at some point with my facts, with my truth, with my knowledge, and I'm not surprised by that at all. But Anna, if you ever want to have that debate, if you want to have that fight, just be ready because I'm going to throw bombs. And you better be ready for them. Oh, Anna's still here. Well, you better be ready for those bombs. What's up, Anna? Will Gentry says, do you know what time Nerdrotic stream is starting? No, I do not. Viper says, shall not leave the said live stream. Well, I'm gonna be leaving soon. Star Wars Girl says, I will destroy you. I'm sorry, but until you can get past fish sex, you cannot win. Before you can get past ponytail sex, you cannot win. Let's see. Dion, love you too, man. Thanks for being a supporter of the channel. Viper Chief says, Odin scared her away. No, I did not. So Nerdrotic apparently does indeed start at 6:30 PST, so that means 8:30 CST. So he starts in about 3 minutes. Perfect timing. Let's see. Sol Agree, thank you very much for the super chat. Great show, Odin. Keep it up and be nice to Anna and be that #hero. All right, man. I'll do the very best that I can. Anna really is great. Seriously, Anna is fantastic. And I support her fully. Seriously, go subscribe to her channel. She is awesome. She is a freaking rock star. She is rocking it right now. And nothing but love and respect for Anna as I, you know, only half kid. I'm obviously serious about my critiques of the film, not so much about her. Never will go after her personally. The films, absolutely. Teresa Martin, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Really do appreciate that. Joshomania, what's going on? Hey, this is my WWE channel account. Long live Odin. Well, Joshomania, thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Will Gentry says nothing wrong with a bit of interspecies relations. Oh yeah, so says you and Anna. Suicide Grunt says Odin is gonna wreck Anna in their battle. Boo, man. We throwing bombs. All right. Anyway, that's going to be it for me on this evening. Guys, seriously, you're all amazing, beautiful people. Guys, just remember, I'm going out of town tomorrow, so there will be pre-recorded videos going live Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're all set on Premiere, so it's going to premiere as a live stream where you'll be able to chat with people as it's going live. Valkyrie might be in there. I might be in there at some point. Who knows who's going to be in there? It could be awesome. Could be crazy. I've never done it before. But anyway, that's what's going on this week. All the videos have been made. The titles are already there for you to see, to drop likes on, to set reminders for. So please show those videos some love. I have no idea what the premiere does to the algorithm. I have no idea what happens overall. They should all be going live 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So noon, 12:30, noon 30 Central Standard Time. So please keep a lookout for that. Soul Assassin, thank you very much, man. We'll definitely stay safe on the travels. Viber Chief, you have a good one. All right, seriously, you are all amazing and beautiful people. Go right now. Nerdrotic stream should be starting any second. Go check out Nerdrotic. He is an awesome dude. Show him some love. Tell him that Odin sent you. Have a wonderful evening. And as always, God bless.